Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome. Welcome to a special broadcast. A special broadcast which is two parts. One, my commentary, which is the title, Breaking My Silence. And two, of course, it's Friday. And I'll be doing my NFL picks for the weekend. And if anyone would like to participate and place their picks, thoughts, the comment section is open. First, I would like to thank members. And yes, that shall return. And for those of you who don't know, I had been monetized 2 months. And all of a sudden, after I was on someone's platform, it went away. And the reasons given was, we have to verify your identity. Well, to me, that seems a little bit backward, but I verified my identity, went and had my license renewed, verified my bank account, and it has been approximately 2.5 months or so since that occurred. I received several emails, and I said, you know what? When it happens, it happens. I am patient. Patience is a virtue. Secondly, I would like to thank the mods, the moderators, who have helped each broadcast, at least from my vantage point, run smooth, and that the guests that I've had and the chat numbers have been cordial, at least again, from my vantage point. Now, a couple of rogue little messages will come through. That's to be expected. But there is nothing as far as extremely obscene, threatening, or harassing that has happened. And I am truly elated with that. So moderators, thank you again for being cognizant and keeping an eye out. You are truly appreciated. And I'd like to thank my subscribers. This has been a slow moving process. However, the time that I do have to squeeze in videos and get some guests that I hope have left you with jewels and knowledge. Hi, Andrea, how are you? Has been a blessing. That is my hope. And yesterday, for those who were not able to participate in the live, we had Papa Duck for a second time. And he mentioned quite a few things, but I want to hone in on or elaborate a little bit on his statement, which is actually a quote from Dan Pena, which says, and I quote, "Show me your friends and I'll show you your future." And Papa Duck expounded on that as to you are who you hang around. Now, many of you may not subscribe to that or believe that statement, but in my eyes and from what I've observed and have been a recipient of, that quote and statement is absolutely 100% true. Just think about it. You've heard many different variations. Birds of a feather flock together, guilty by association. Now, there are occasions where that does not apply. But deep down, for the most part, in my opinion, and again, this is just my opinion, most of the time it does. And before I continue, let me put out my disclaimer. The views and opinions of this broadcast is that of Go Eyes TV, not of YouTube, Google, nor any of its affiliates. That being said, breaking my silence, I have supported many in several ways. And that support has been altruistic. In doing so, and I've learned, some may say the hard way, as it's a part of life, it's not always reciprocated. And a wise gentleman offered advice during one of those times that was quite upsetting to me, that no one owes you anything. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. But there are ways that you can convey that where it's devoid of disrespect and cruelty. And then you wonder why. There's a domino effect happening to you. Now, I don't revel in anyone's misery or pain because, trust me, I've been through it. Pretty close to a year, to where I had to have my life basically monitored because of things that happened to me that I'm still not going to speak on. But as I said, and I will repeat, I have forgiven everyone that has caused me hurt and pain, as well as my household and livelihood. That does not mean I have forgotten. I have done everything I need to do. And unfortunately, my page is still monitored, which is a good thing in a way, but a bad thing because I still can't do the content I would really like to at this time, but it's slowly moving along. And those that I may have hurt because of things I did not know, I have quietly and in some cases publicly offered my apologies as well. Whether or not it's been accepted, I don't know. I cannot control what other people think or how they feel. Everyone heals differently. You cannot put a timeline on it. So I understand if it's not accepted, again, that is something I have to deal with as well. But there have been those that I've supported who literally out of nowhere gave me their backside to kiss. There have been some that have been extremely rude and ugly. One, and as I said, I don't go backwards and forth. Well, let me take that back. I attempt not to go backwards and forth with women. In the short I just posted, the countdown to 54, and 54 is age 54. 5-4. Now, I've heard so many people refer to women over 50 as old. Let me correct you. Number one, with all of the people that have passed, 50 is a blessing. 54 is favor, grace, and mercy, especially with the obstacles that I've had. And for those who may have thought I've used it as a crutch, no, it's actually strengthened me. So, the comments that I know of, because I don't venture in to negative areas purposely. I mean, I have no idea what's going on with YouTube will suggest certain videos. And I'm like, why would you suggest somebody that dog the you know what out of me? But hey, it's social media, it's technology, so you just take it on the chin and keep going. But a couple of females, and there's a difference between women and females. Again, called me out of my name. Absolutely, Andrea. Absolutely. And Takara, I'm so sorry. Let me go ahead and acknowledge everyone quickly because I'm not even looking at the chat because I'm getting ready to go in a little bit. Takara, Tim, good old Carl Belton, Joseph Smith, MG707. Happy Friday, Andrea. Okay, I think that's everybody for now. But one actually had the nerve to ask what was so special about me. I can't stand this person, and I hope that I would meet them or see them. Number one, nobody on here knows me personally. There are some that come on from Facebook that knows me personally. A couple of them are MPD officers. And I've made that clear. And that is why, or a large reason, I don't get some of the rogue messages and things that were happening before. But this female, as I was mentioning, mentioned something about, hi, Miss Shirley, wishing that they could meet me. And the question I had to myself was, and if you did, what would you do? Have some people pick you up? Because I would knock you out with my left hand. See, I don't play games like that, and I don't go backwards and forth with females. But see, when you are truly into your walk, and I posted on my community wall, I have always been grounded in my faith. I was laughing earlier you're laughing, Carl Belton. I'm not joking. Um, even at, I may as well say 54 already, but even at this age, um, I haven't really lost too much of what I learned in my training. And I'm not going to engage in that, but that's how certain people talk. But I just wanted to make that clear. You don't know me. So those of you that think that you do, because I'm quiet, just don't make that mistake at all. It would behoove you not to make that mistake. Next, as the wise gentleman said, as I mentioned, no one owes you anything. And I agree. But as I said, you can deliver a message without being crass, being pompous, being arrogant, especially when you are dealing with someone who truly has faith and believes in the Creator. There's an old adage that says, never put your hands, and that's figuratively, on a child of God. And just because we may not see the boomerang, it is not for us to see or know, but it happens. And some of you now are going through that storm because of how nasty and rude and ugly you've been. And again, I could have been petty, I could have been nasty and aired dirty laundry. I don't need to do that because you're doing it for me. Queen, aka Miss Sunkissed. And some of you know that I said out of my mouth. And as I grow older, it's actually frightening in a way to me because my mom, rest in heaven, Mama, I'm still here. And I'm not going to cry, I promise. Her soul and spirit is starting to resonate even more when she was truly, I'm not going to say strange, but she would say things and sometimes not even 24 hours later it would come to pass. The very things that I had said to certain individuals have come to pass. And no, I'm not gloating at anyone's misery, even those that mocked me, wished death on me, and not sure if you know it, but I'm still here. And even though I cough, not coughing as much. Have you noticed that? Not only that, with all of the roadblocks and lies and jackets and labels put on me, all of the muck and mire I came up clean. I've had two amazing interviews. I've had several, but two that I never thought would happen. The Honorable Judge Joe Brown and Papa Duck twice. And they're my sponsors. After all of the ugliness spewed my way, there was no need for that. But you see, what was meant for evil turned out actually absolutely for my good. And I didn't have to go and roll over in the mud with you for any of those things to occur. I took my licks. And yeah, I had some choice words, but they were not public. That's the problem with many of us now. We air too many things. And as I said on the broadcast yesterday, some of us act as though, hi, cool gamer, that they don't even realize that even though all cultures have issues, not all put on a show. And when I say a show, and I was serious about this yesterday, we didn't have enough time to speak because Papa Duck was already rushing, and I definitely didn't want to, hold on for a second. I definitely didn't want to get into his way of what he needed to do. I had to check my list because this is messing up as usual. But anyway, some of us act as if we are in a no, Queen, it's negative. Just put it this way. Well, you actually spoken on it on your broadcast, why people act the way that they do. You mentioned about the manosphere, but it's a lot deeper than that. But hey there, Joseph. And I spoke to Cool Gamer. But some of us act as if we're in a menstrual show. And again, that is where people dressed in blackface and perform, showing us in the most denigrating, stereotypical manner. And it makes me wonder, do we even see this? Do we even recognize this? Now, have I come off the bag? Absolutely. But have I ever behaved in that manner? Absolutely not. Nor will I ever. You can pay me a huge bag and I still won't do it. I have been offered a huge bag for certain gigs, if you will. I cannot do it. My friend who was on earlier this week, actor model Lorenzo Darden, I asked him, has he ever turned down roles that had a nice bag attached? He said, absolutely. And it had to do with roles that involved same gender relations. So it's about morals and integrity, which brings me back to Dan Pena and Show Me Your Friends. And as I think about that statement, I look at some and those that follow, some that used to support, and how easily influenced they were by people that they don't even know. Some people can exude a air of trustworthiness and comfort and nurturing. But deep down, in my opinion, it's a veil, a mask covering up who they truly are. And I'm not speaking on one person or a group of people. I'm speaking in general. And if it applies, it is not intended to hurt any feelings. This is speaking my truth. There have been things that I have worked extremely hard on and I've made it known. And even though it's going to continue, the way things were done, it could have been done a different way. And I understand that people like to go where it's quote unquote hot or where chats are lit and things like that. And it's okay. I would like for mine to be too. But I would not purport to have the same passion about a project and then walk away from it with ease. That tells me one of two things. That passion wasn't really sincere, or your want for the bag took precedence. To me, that was foul. And honestly, and this is something that I truly need to work on, because I still get red flags, but because of my heart being a Sagittarius, I sometimes turn a blind eye to those red flags and say, nah, they can't be. But then when I sit there and rewind and listen to all of the titles or experience, and then look at the action. And I'm not a mathematician, I am a writer. Something doesn't add up. And yes, I count on my fingers, and I'm not ashamed or embarrassed to say that, because my math is horrible. I have a math phobia, always had one. How I got through, I don't know. Yes, I do, my creator. But something doesn't add up. And then I would see people, different areas, but you claim you're at work or you're doing other things. I've always said, if you don't have time, and we all, well, let me not say that. I would think a lot of us do have lives outside of social media, but we can't moderate or join in everybody's platforms. Again, I understand that as well, but most people have a way of contacting me. I know that to be true when I receive a threat on my personal work phone that someone had to dig deep to go find. And this is what precipitated a lot of what's gone on with me for pretty close to a year, but finally it started to subside maybe 3 or 4 months ago when I started to be a little bit more visible. That was not fun. And I still have to watch the way that I move. And that's something that I implore everyone to do anyway. Now, I do not like, and I don't participate in the disparaging of other people. If that is going on somewhere, I will pop in, I will speak, I may even donate to that individual because of the work that they put in, but it's to the individual platform. I dip out, and I've made that clear. If I am in a content creator's platform and if I feel as though my presence, because of things in the past or things I did not know, and because of associations. Hola, Brett. Happy Friday to you. Long time. Hope you're doing well. I will maybe speak to a couple of chat members that don't have any problems, and I'll leave because I do not want the host platform to be interrupted and cause any friction. Because again, some put a lot of work into the programs that they present to you, and that's just me. I don't want to cause any unrest or I wouldn't cause any chaos, but if I feel as though my presence is going to be an issue, again, I'll speak and I'll leave, just to be fair. And again, it could be age, wisdom, or it just could be out of consideration for other people. Unfortunately, not everyone subscribes to that thought process. And again, it's okay. We're all individuals, but that is how I am. But I have said, and I've made lives before, there are things that I did not know. And I also said, I will never make a decision or move unless I have heard or observed something in my own eyes and through my own ears. And that is what I have done. It's a sad commentary where there are people that can be swayed and not even weigh the walk and actions of both parties. But it's not about that, in my opinion. It's about where the numbers are. Again, I get it, but be true, not only to yourself, but to the other person. There's absolutely no reason, none, that you could not have communicated certain things to me. And honestly, that says a lot. It says a lot. There were blatant mistruths told. And again, I am not here to bash anyone, and I'm not going to do that. But I am speaking that there's a lot of foul things done. And my question is the grass any greener? Did you think you got a one up? I don't do the get back. Never have, never will. Because trust me, I have been a recipient of karma several times in my younger days. And I could admit that as well. And not because of anything malicious, but I did know from some of the words that I've said, it would more than likely hurt someone else, because there's a part of me that's dormant but can cut you with the words if I get angry enough. And I try really hard, even to this day, not to go back there. But some of you really need to stop with, I don't know why this is happening. This is happening this way, or no, it's because of your treatment of other people who truly supported you. And really didn't ask for much back. And it's really sad and hurtful to communicate and be told one thing and not even looking. And again, this is something that is like almost like osmosis coming through me, through my mother's spirit now, that I find out has been a damn lie. And you're getting crapped on. But you propel yourself or make it as though you're this hero. Not in my eyes. Again, I understand some people, and again, I'm still a novice, really. Some people go into character. Okay, I get that. But at the same time, even if you're going into character and you have an open line of communication, to me, if you are over the age of 35, and honestly, I want to say 25, because you should know better. I know teenagers that have more consideration for each other than some of us adults. But if you are over the age of 30, 35, and you don't know yet how to communicate with someone, or just say, and it may hurt, you know what? I'm not really interested in this topic, or I think I may want to go in another direction. Okay, that may not be the answer the other person wants to hear, but at least it's the truth. I'd rather hear the truth than silence, because that will leave a bad taste in my mouth, and it has. And now those actions have boomeranged. And the funny thing is, and I don't mean funny as in I'm happy about anything. No, no. Any type of setback is not good for anyone. But as a believer, sometimes our actions cause actions that we find ourselves in. Again, I can speak on this freely and without apprehension because I've done it. There have been times I could have told a person, I'm not really feeling this, but I went silent. And that person depended on that. Again, I was much younger, but still, that memory is etched in my head and in my mind. No, I am not perfect at all. Never will be. There's only one, in my opinion. But some of you all are foul to some of the maneuvers. And again, these are brought to my attention because I'm not subscribed to some of the same people I used to be. Does that mean I don't support them? Absolutely not. But it's from a distance. Because some have absolutely supported me in ways that I will never forget, and I will always, always be grateful. And I have said this publicly and to those individuals. But to those that have blatantly told mistruths, and you think because I haven't said anything, or with the colloquialism people use, drop a dime or put them on blast, I'm still not going to. I don't need to. You should already know just by how I have been. It's about respect. And again, we all have issues that we're dealing with. Some mentally, some emotionally, some physically. But that does not mean that because of whatever you're dealing with, you should purposely hurt anyone or actions that you know could possibly hurt them or slow the process. And there are some that I believe purposely have done and said things to try and stymie progress, but it didn't work. Because as I said, if given another day, I give thanks. As soon as both of my eyes open and I look at my vision board, And an affirmation I use is, I expect wonderful things to happen. We are already indoctrinated in so many things. So many of us don't even realize that yet. But if you program your mind into positive energy and release that and accept that, eventually, in my opinion, it'll come back on you. I don't believe that any woman or man should ever have to endure threats and harassment at all. Nor will I ever laugh at it, and I haven't. Again, I see a lot of things. I got to dip out and then come back at another time. And there are some that I have truly, at least in my heart, helped. And again, no communication, just, well, let me take that back. Slight communication, but then dipped out. And I should have known because of the itching. There was a itch that needed to be scratched to get into beefing. And again, with certain titles, it doesn't make sense. Didn't make sense. But I had no reason to go digging and searching. When you're on social media, as I said, there will be clicks that come up. And YouTube has been crazy lately, at least to me, that you see things that you're not even in that sector. You'll see people that you didn't even know were in certain sectors. So you see and hear certain things, and I'm like, okay, now it makes a lot of sense. But trust and believe, the same way, the same actions that you put out to other people, especially those that truly tried to help and you threw dirt on for a click and a view and a come up, so to speak, it shall return. And the only thing I can say is, if you haven't, just repent. I hold absolutely no resentment towards anyone. I'm just bringing it to light that some things that were done did not have to be in the manner in which that they were. Support doesn't cost. A like is free. Listening for a minute or two, if it's something that is of interest, is free. I try to stop by as many as I can. I can't get to all in one day. But when I see something up, I will stop by. And people know this and say, hey, I'm just stopping by to support, and I'll drop off a like. And I'll try to do that to maybe 5 or 6 and then finish up what I have going on in my own life. And contrary to what some may think, I do have one. It's not much of a personal life, but I mean, I do have a little bit of one going on. So it's a lot. And it's really what's keeping me going. But this game or show or manipulation or whatever tag you want to put on, some, not all, myself included, at times, it's okay to look in the mirror and do a reassessment and make sure our words and actions align. And if not, check ourselves or allow those to check you. And trust me, I've been checked several times. Either you'll get angry, like I do most of the time, but then sit down and think about it and come to the realization, you know what, that person was right. Or sometimes I'll consider the perspective and mine may not change, but I may not be as abrasive. But some, again, that are going through certain things, you know why you're going through them. There are always people out there that try to run game or throw rocks and hide their hands. I know this from what it is that I do. And my discernment is pretty good, which makes me wonder how some people can say they have certain discernment, yet you can't see the ton of bricks until your backside is laid flat. Yes, Andrea, there are a lot of sectors out here. And that's how I was able to get the blessings that I did. It wasn't through this one, I can tell you that. And for the abrasive message, no interview. Thank you for denying that, because that set me up for 2 and 2 sponsors. So while it was abrasive, it actually was a blessing in disguise, which is another message for those that are listening and may catch the replay. Sometimes the creator or the universe will have it where what you may seek and not receive is truly a setup for something even better and twofold, which for me personally was absolutely the case. And again, we all reserve the right to say no. Saying no isn't selfish, but there's a way to go about doing it. Thank you, Takara. I really appreciate it. There are certain ways to go about doing it. And again, in my opinion, because of influence and some of the words It came out of your own mouth after positive words came out 2 days prior. Didn't make sense to me. But as the sands in the hourglass goes, it's crystal clear, at least to me. See, some people get enamored by a surname or a title, PhD, magna cum laude, CEO, COO, director. But at the end of the day, we all cry salty tears and bleed the same red. And whether it's a no or a yes, it can be done with respect. Unless you're willing to give respect, you can't possibly to expect that you're going to get it. Some people are going to disrespect you no matter what. You can be the most respectful, courteous person on the face of the earth. There's still going to be people who will find something negative to say. But it is up to you whether or not you're going to allow that spirit into your soul. The transference of energy is real. And again, I'm a proponent of laughter. Laughter is truly medicine, and I welcome it, but not at someone else's expense. And again, that goes to everybody that I've had any type of dealing with, good or bad. I think I've shown that. And I have for the several 2 or 3 months now. And again, I harbor absolutely no resentment, and I wish everyone to prosper and be productive. Moving forward, when you have interpersonal relationships with people, please be courteous enough or considerate enough to communicate if you've decided to go in a different direction. And don't be so quick to judge someone because of who they may be associated with or who they may like. Find out on your own, like I had to do. And I still don't hold any resentment. I'm not happy about certain things, but thank you, Tim. That's life. And that's people. So that is my message. I'm the same person. I've just decided to continue in a different direction. Still giving support, still giving prayers to people, because again, We don't know what people may be going through. I just believe there are ways that the same message can be delivered and relayed without the abrasiveness or without being dishonest. And that goes for me too. If anyone feels that I have behaved in that way, constructive criticism is actually a wisdom key if you are willing to open your mind and heart to it. Thank you, Takara. I don't know if anyone has anything they need to say or ask at this time. Thank you, Carl Belton, and thank you for being my day one. You haven't gone anywhere. You have hung in there. Let me see what Takara says. Always someone going through something worse than us. Being kind is a thing. Absolutely, we are. And everyone is. And again, as I said, this is my testimony. You really, really, truly have to be careful in how you treat people, especially true believers. There is power in words and power in prayer. Which leads me to, I have been waiting for my background to come back. Every few years or so, you have to have your backgrounds done. If you're applying, or maybe even doing a lateral. And I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally, mine came through, which is actually something else very funny because about a month or two ago, when a bizarre individual said there was a warrant out for me, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Not sure where you got that information from, but okay. Well, anyway, it finally came back, and I don't know when the official date will come, but two things that I had applied for came open. And even though, because I'm getting up there and I'm doing a lot of things, and the doctor's like, you need to slow it down. You need to take something away. And I'm like, I can't right now. But my body is telling me, yeah, you should. But I said, I don't really want the responsibility of others. So I prayed on it and thought about it. And I always say, diversify your resume. So I accepted a supervisory position. So that is my good news and testimony. Another one. And it comes almost at the end of October. And I will be in that before my birthday, God willing, in November. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Takara. So, for the negative Nancy's out there and David Downers, release positive energy and keep your negativity off of positive people, because all you do is give life to them. And I've been on here for, how long have I been on here, ladies and gentlemen? An hour. Can you please tell me, ladies and gentlemen, how many times I've coughed? I probably just jinxed myself now, but says a lot. And it's been difficult. I've had to do many things to keep my health steady. And no, it isn't easy. But nothing in life is easy. And if it is easy, then something isn't right. Something truly isn't right. And again, you gotta think. Your circle. Always watch your circle so you won't be knocked off your square. And my personal quote is, if there is still ink in your pen, your story isn't over. Now, who knows what tomorrow may bring? But today is a day of celebration in many ways, for me personally, and perhaps for many of you out there. Again, I refer back to the tortoise and the hare. Slow and easy. Thank you, Andrea. Blessings to you, and blessings to you, Takara. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate all of you. And again, I delivered the message that I had with absolutely no anger, or disparaging remarks, name calling. I did not have to use a vast vocabulary, even though if I wanted to, I could, but there's no need to do that. You always have to know and respect your audience. Using big words, if you will, does not mean you're intelligent. Let's get that straight. I don't know who needs to hear that. Well, actually, I do, but I'm not going to say it. Yes, it can. So, that is my testimony, my commentary on breaking my silence. Again, no resentment towards anyone. I wish everyone well, and I truly do support everyone Some it's just from a distance. With that, congratulations to the Baltimore Ravens, who pulled it out 27-22 over the Buccaneers. Thank you, Tim. Sunday, the Cowboys and the Bears. Most of you are already counting the Cowboys out. You need to pump your brakes because the Cowboys will win that. Steelers and the Eagles. That's going to be an extremely good game. But I think I'm going to go with, thank you, Carlo. I'm going to go with, I hate to do it, the Dirty Birdies for Philadelphia. Let's see who else is on tap. Broncos and Jaguars. I'm going to go with the Broncos. Yes, Dallas Cowboys for life. You too, Carl Belton. Dolphins and the Lions. I'm going with the Dolphins. That's right, Cowboys Nation. The Panthers and the Dusty Falcons. Panthers. Cardinals and the Vikings. Gonna have to go with the Vikings. The Raiders and who that? I don't know. I don't even think they know who they are. So I'm going with the Raiders. I'm sure you do, Tim. The Patriots and the Jets. I'm going with the Jets. Hey there, Donkey Green. Happy Friday. Uh-oh. The Saints. Are you a Saints fan, Takara? I know who is. I won't say too much about that. The Titans and the Texans. Oh gosh, that's a toss-up. Let me go with the Titans. And I said that with my eyes closed. The Giants and the Seahawks. Now that's going to be a good game, but the Giants have been doing extremely well. It's like they are the Cinderella team. I'm going to have to go with the Giants. Oh, Lord. The Commanders and the Colts. Even though the Commanders squeezed a couple of points out to win last week, I'm going with the Colts. 49ers. I'm still carrying that L. We'll play the Rams. That's a little bit tough, but 49ers may win that one. 49ers may win that one. I might live to regret that. And then the 8 o'clock game. Oh, the same as your home team. I love football. But keep hope alive, Takara. That's all I can say on that. Yep, who that? Who that? And for the 8 o'clock game, the Cheeseheads and the Bills. There are quite a few Bills followers, but I'm going to have to go with the Cheeseheads. Hey there, D. Jarrell. How are you? I was glad to catch you live earlier. I'm just going over my picks, which I finished except for Monday night, which is Halloween, which is the Bengals and the Browns. And I'm going with Cincinnati Bengals. And I think you mentioned that Houston was going to kick some butt tonight. Baseball, that is. Am I right, D. Jarrell? D. Jarrell, put your link in the chat. Everyone, welcome D. Jarrell. This is, of course, a licensed therapist who has been on this show several times now to discuss PTSD, depression, anxiety, and mental health. So make sure you follow him. Yes, D. Jarrell is in the house. Any other content creators, please put your links in the chat and make sure you sub up to one another. There's absolutely no reason why you can't hit the subscribe key unless there are extenuating circumstances. But other than that, content creators, put your links in the chat and chat if you feel moved to do so. Please sub up and let's uplift and edify one another. If that's possible, and I absolutely believe it is. Sometimes we just have to get out of our own way. Yes, I feel really special today. D. Jarrell has stopped in. Again, you all need to go back and listen, if you haven't, to some of the lives we've had. Very powerful. No, Takara, take out the word think. And then retype that statement. We're going to start with positive I messages or affirmations. So remove that think and type that back in. When you put in words like that, that leaves open the door to procrastination. Am I right, D. Jarrell? Lolo the Lion. This beat is by Mob Only Uncut. Mob Only Uncut. So make sure you go and subscribe to him. And let me type his name in here. There you go, Takara. Tomorrow you are growing your channel. And we will see your channel and we will subscribe to your channel. But here is the music mogul, who was so sweet. Because when I heard this, I'm like, I have to have this. And he kept his word. Carl Belton. You are welcome. But Lolo the Lion, this is the gentleman that is behind the music. D. Jarrell, don't forget to put your link in the chat. So those that have not had the opportunity to hear you and get some advice and a little bit more of your background, that they can do that. Yes, absolutely, Takara. I didn't see it, DJ. Let me go back up. Let me see. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it, but let me see. Hopefully this works. Oops. This might be it. Let's see. Here we go. There we go. No problem. I just put it in. I'm not sure why I didn't see it, but it's there now. And if anyone else wants to leave their link, feel free to do so. And I know that you have something else going on, D. Darrell, but I don't want to say that. I think your channel is up and going. If I'm right, let me know in the chat. And you are free to let everyone know. Actually, I think it's awesome. Thank you, Carl Belton. Let me scroll up because, let me see. Nope, I sure didn't see it. Oh, Donkey Green is a Niners fan. Good luck with that. Even though I chose them, but I'm not really a fan. I chose them to win, though. So, did you want to let everyone know, D. Jarrell, of the latest project and channel that you have up? I haven't been there yet. I know you spoke of it, but again, this is your project, so I'd like for you to announce that to everyone. As a matter of fact, I don't know where you are right now, but hold on for a sec. If you have time, you can come up and let everybody know what you're working on as far as your new channel that may help out some folks, some couples, if you will. Okay, you have the link. May I put a link there that you can come up and let everybody know, or I can quickly search for it and put it in. But the link is there, just in case. No problem. I'll find it and I'll make sure that I put it in for everyone. Oh, thank you. Well, good luck with your session. But that is it for this Friday. My commentary, my testimony, and my NFL picks for this weekend. So if anyone has anything they would like to add, please feel free to do so. And we'll close this out. And while I'm waiting to see if anyone does, let me recognize everyone that came in. D. Jarrell, Life Solutions, Takara Tomorrow, Carl Belton, Lolo the Lion, Tim, Donkey Green number 1, Earl Belton, Andrea Smith, Carlo, Miss Shirley Kirkland, Brett Savage from Facebook, and Queen, aka Miss Sunkissed, Joseph Smith, Cool Gamer, I believe I said Andrea, MG707, and hold on. Let's see if I can get her in here. Copy, and there we go. And I think that is about it. You as well. And this is the link for Queen, aka Miss Sunkissed. Make sure you go check her out and sub up if you have not already. Everyone, enjoy your weekend and let me proudly recognize my sponsors. Today's broadcast is being brought to you by Judge Joe Brown's Barbecue Sauce. Pick yours up today by going to www.jjbbbq.com. Again, www.jjbbbq.com for all your barbecue needs. And Papa Duck merchandise. And I'll make sure the descriptions and links, thank you, are in my description after this broadcast. So again, enjoy this Friday and your weekend. And remember, Cowboys Nation will prevail victorious. And for those who still have yet to believe the power of the Cowboys, tell them, MC Hammer.
Can't touch this.
And those who believe anything other than Cowboys Nation, and that's all I have to say. Enjoy, be safe, be well, and be healthier. Mod, thank you again for allowing this to be a calm, cordial broadcast. Be safe, be well, and you know the rest. Be healthier. Bye-bye for now.